God bless Alfred Liggins and God bless Miss Kathy Hughes. I told Alfred one day, and he was sitting down. One thing I learned from Alfred Liggins, I'll never forget this. He said this to me. He said, a lot of times, business you cannot get mad at anybody for making a business decision that best suits their business. It's not personal. It's not personal. The next time I saw Doug Banks, I walked over and hugged him and gave him and showed him love. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad I did everything. Look, Corey White is watching this. Corey White is the one that got me in the radio. I wrote about him in my book, and he's on here right now. So if anybody care anything about the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, you need to go on here and thank Corey White with a K, K-O-R-I, White. He's on here watching right now. And thank him because he started all this Rickey Smiley being on the radio stuff. He actually my childhood friend, and we grew up in the same neighborhood together. We just knew the cute little twins that live up on the hill, and never knew that he would end up being the operations manager for the station that I'm on, the station that I work for. Jay Garrett and Jay Garrett, thank you for being a big brother and a mentor. Walter Solomon, thank you for being a big brother and a mentor. And my pastor Kevin Bryant, mentor, big brother. Pastor Haynes, mentor, big brother. Thank y'all. E. Dewey Smith, my church in Atlanta. My church in Fort Lauderdale. Thank you. The other thing I wanted to say, this bad right here, what I'm about to tell you, this bad right here. This not in a bad way, but this awesome bad. I want to say this right here. When I was taken off the air, and I shared this testimony today in church at Friendship West because Pastor Haynes called me up, and I decided to use that platform and use that opportunity to share maybe, it was a blessing somewhere in there. What up, Bill Black? I love you, man. Hey, Bill Black, I already made those phone calls for you. So I'm about to jump on something. You just reminded me to jump on a call. And I'll get back with you. But this right here, and I have to be honest, it wasn't the fact that I was taken off the air and down the fact, the relationship that I thought I had and the way, in the manner in which it was done or whatever, things happen. However, when I got on the radio in Dallas, Steve Harvey passed the torch to me. And I was able to be on the air with Steve for a week, which was some of the best radio ever. And I was able to be on him, and he passed the torch to me. So it gave me a better start in Dallas. So people was like, okay, if Steve Harvey said you good, Rickey Smiley, you good. We gonna receive you. We gonna love you. I went to JJ's Fish. I went to South Dallas Cafe. As a matter of fact, I went back to South Dallas Cafe today and had me some turkey wings, some greens and macaroni and cheese and giblet gravy and some hot water cornbread. It was good. And back at Friendship West Church today. Here's the thing. Your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. I went back. I bought my own plane ticket. I flew to Dallas. And I passed the torch, just like the torch was passed to me, right? And then after that, I left, and I didn't look back. And I just stayed focused on what the affiliates that I had left, which was Atlanta, Miami, Birmingham, Jackson, Mississippi, Charlotte, North Carolina, and 65 others, right? And I never would have thought in a million years that I would have the opportunity to have the torch passed to me from Tom Joyner. Never would have thought. Wasn't looking for it. Wasn't trying to do it. I was okay with the job that I had. I was okay where I was. And Dallas, Texas, which is like a dream city of mine, never thought I would be back here in a million years. You could not have told me, you could not have given me no amount of money for anybody to tell me that I would be back in Dallas, Texas. You couldn't have told me that. And to be able to come back to the first city I ever lived in other than Birmingham, the first radio opportunity, having your own morning show, where I really learned the nuts and bolts of radio, where I really had an opportunity to get out in the community, meet people, and made it a second home. You couldn't have told me that in a million years. So being back here is a blessing. What we doing now, we designing the new studio, we working on it. I'm still gonna be on the air, but I'll be doing it from here. And but just, that's right, Lord, being faithful. If you be faithful over just a few things, he will make you ruler over many. And I felt some kind of way, and I still feel skeptical about certain things, but I'm happy to be back in Dallas. And let me tell you why I'm happy to be back in Dallas. It ain't got nothing to do with radio. Nothing. It's the community that I miss. It's the people in South Dallas and Oak Cliff and that I miss. When I walked to South Dallas Cafe and I saw the people, when I saw my family at church today and people walking up that I ain't hugging me, that I haven't seen in 8 years, that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about, I even miss calling in on, what's his name, show on Heaven and that have the talk show. I miss every single thing about this wonderful, awesome city. The way I feel about Dallas, Texas, and how I feel about Birmingham. And it's the community in South Dallas Cafe